Simon, second successive 1-0 defeat at home. What's your reaction from the game today?
Oh, just really disappointed. You know, just didn't do enough in the second half. I thought done all right to a point first half without being outstanding, but it was an honest display. And then second half, you wanted to build on that, but we didn't. You know, not enough. There's not enough oomph in our performance in the final third, and at the minute, last few games have shown that we've got a mistake in us, you know, it was a disappointing goal to concede, and after that, you know, they threw the bodies on the line, which you'd expect, the fight for their lives, and it was a difficult game for us.
As you say, you must have expected a difficult game. Southend fighting for their lives. Where did you feel particularly that we may have fell short today?
Well, on the evidence I've just seen for the goal that we conceded, the recovery runs were poor, and it's not a characteristic of our team that, you know, we can normally point the finger on. You know, so that's disappointing, and that has to be put right. You know, because you've got to have the energy, and that's what we're all about. So I think that's disappointed as the most, because when you look at games on our pitch, it's a different spectacle now. You know, with the pitch as it is, you know, it's difficult for both teams. You know, it looks a step down rather than a step up, you know, from where we were last year. But you've got to choose the right moments just to back yourself on a difficult pitch, and we didn't do enough of that second half. But whilst they're tight games and we expect that, we've got to come out on top, and we've got to make sure that we're winners.
It's a feisty affair at times. There's half a dozen bookings overall, obviously a couple of injuries. Do you feel sometimes the rhythm? Again, we got a little bit disrupting our play.
We tried to warn against that in the second half and ensure that we kept our discipline. But no one wants to be on the losing side. But you contribute towards your own downfall by having those disruptions you mentioned, and by committing too many daft fouls, and it slows up play, which we all do. You know, you can't blame them for that. You know, counting down the clock and throwing balls off the pitch, and you know, it's understandable. But we've got to make sure that, you know, we keep the ball better, even though it's a bad pitch. We'll have it right for next season, but we've got to put enough points on the board to make sure that we come back with the fans buoyant and with us, and the players are playing for the futures now.
Disappointed last week, I think, in terms of the sort of lack of opportunities we created, despite some of the possession territory that we had. But we had, you know, a few shots on target today. Brendan's shot against the bar. I know the keeper made a couple of saves. Were you sort of pleased in comparison to last week in that regard?
I certainly thought first half, and yes, Brendan's had a well-timed run across 6-yard box, and he's hit the bar, which is unfortunate. And it's a good move. There are a couple of decent moves, don't get me wrong, but and one where Jack Muldoon's got him behind, and you expect him to score. To be honest, I'd be disappointed with that. But it wasn't like it was relentless pressure from us, if we're honest. There were glimpses, but not enough passages of play where, you know, we're really going for the throats here. And it is difficult at the pitch at the moment, but we don't want to just continue to blame that. You know, we've got to have more about us as characters, and more about us as a team to be really, you know, coming through difficult games, which they all are.
Finally, there's a couple of enforced changes today, both Simon and Josh. Any early word on the extent of the injuries at this point?
No. I mean, hopefully, I think Simon's is worse than Josh's just at first look. He felt something pop in his hamstring, which is never a good sign. And then Josh McPake, you know, he came through last week's injury very, very quickly, and so we'll be hoping that, you know, there's nothing too severe there.
Okay, thanks, Simon.
Cheers, thank you.